Today doing a solo camping trip. I'm really looking forward to it. It's the first time I've done a solo camping trip to a primitive campsite. A little bit more wild, which is kind of my tastes, in the Withlacoochee State Forest. Kind of windy, so I don't know if I'll be able to have a fire, or if I have one, it's going to have to be really, really small. But it's nice to get out. It's not cold at all. It'll probably only be in the 60s tonight. Probably in the 70s now, and very pleasant. Very quiet. Love the solitude. Enjoying it a lot. This is the first time I've been out alone in a while, so geez, I can't remember the last time I was out alone without it being like a car camping type thing, but more where I have to hike into a campsite. Even though this isn't really a long hike, but it's a good start since I'm still dealing with the recovering from the surgery and stuff. But it's nice out here. I'm loving the quiet, and I'm loving the solitude. I'm hoping it's windy. I was really hoping to be a little bit cooler, because this time of year, when you sit by the fire, you can hear the whippoorwills, which is really cool, all night long, crying, and you can hear the coyotes howling too, which is really neat to hear while you're sitting by the campfire or just lying in the tent. It's good music. Alright, I'll check back in with you later. Well, I've been on a hunt for some firewood. I don't know how much I'm going to use. Like I said, it's windy, and I don't want to risk a wildfire, so it's going to be a small fire. That's for sure, but I forgot how much work collecting firewood is. But I was just reflecting on the craziness of the world with turn on the news, and it's just nothing but complete, utter insanity. And I think part of the reason why so many people are crazier than an outhouse rat is because they have no connection to the natural world, which is an important part of living on Earth, is being connected to the natural world. And when you lose that connection, I think that it's almost like a mental disease. If you just completely live in an artificial world, you look, particularly the people nowadays who look, their whole world is through the screen on a cell phone. And I don't know. We live in some very scary times, that's for sure. But all I know right now is I have solitude and peace, and I'm out in the woods. And it's going to be a nice night, and I hope I get to hear the cry of the whippoorwill and the howl of the coyotes, and I'll be alright. There are caves in these woods. It's what's called a karst topography, limestone base. That's why you come across a lot of these. They call them fieldstone, limestone, boulders everywhere. This is my favorite part of the Withlacoochee State Forest. It's got a very varied geography. I think in the morning I'll go to the gorge on the other side of the forest road. It's pretty cool. I still want to go there one time when we get a lot of rain and see how much it fills up. It's usually fairly dry. But it's a nice evening. Perfect temperature. And hopefully the wind will really die down a lot so I can have a nice fire. It's good stuff. Good medicine. It's getting towards sunset. I wanted to take a quick hike to a ravine here in the Withlacoochee State Forest. Last trip I was at was the Hidden Waters Ravine last weekend. Here's another one here. It's usually always dry. But you can see that this is a very dry forest for the most part. And if, let's see if I can get down here. If you need drinking water, you might find some luck finding some in here. See, here's a little collection pond here amongst all the rocks and stuff like this. But this is a pretty cool little ravine. I always like to come here whenever I hike this part of the forest here. And this is the driest I've actually seen it in a while, because I'm actually walking through the ravine itself. It gets bigger. It does have a little bit of a larger drop. It's getting a little bit dark and I need to make it back to camp, so I think in the morning I'll probably come back here and do some more filming. Alright, sun's going down, it's cloudy, so I'm not going to get a nice sunset tonight. But I want to get this fire started because I'm getting hungry. I'm ready for some grub. Make things easier, I'm just going to use one of my home-brewed fire starters and get that set, and I'll show you what it looks like in a few minutes. Ready for some good grub. Alright, got my fire started. I had a fairly freshly cut cedar log here, which is aromatic, but it does tend to get smoky. And it's burning good. I had to build up this campfire. It was really filled in with dirt, so I went rock hunting and built it up, and it almost looks like a volcano. But it's doing the job. It's nice. I'm glad to be able to have a fire. Just got to keep it kind of low and don't go too crazy, because there is still a little bit of wind, and you can see all this stuff is blowing right in my face too. So I guess I need to move my chair. Check back in. I did a lot more hiking today and prepping for the campsite than I thought I would do. So I'm really hungry. So I got 2 whole wheat hoagies there. And this is an inspiration from a sandwich that Campfire Steve brought to one of our camping trips, a few camping trips back. That was awesome. He did pastrami with horseradish cheese. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get horseradish cheese, so this is pastrami with pepper jack cheese and some really, really spicy Wisconsin beer and brat mustard. So I'll see if I can get it as spicy as Campfire Steve's sandwich, because that was awesome. I just want the cheese to melt really good. Nice cheesy melt with pastrami. Sounds good. It'll be good grub to eat tonight. Ooh yeah, to quote the late great Randy Macho Man Savage. We got hot pastrami sub here with Colby Jack cheese and spicy Wisconsin beer brat mustard. So I'm really looking forward to this. A lot of hiking today, and I'm hungry. Gonna enjoy this grub. I tell you what, there's nothing like the solitude of a solo hike to a primitive campsite. You can just reflect on things, what's important in the world, and you're away from all the craziness of the world, and you can really focus on thinking about the things that are really important in life. It truly is good medicine. Reconnecting with the natural world and not the artificial world that is much of our lives. Enough said. Heading down into the um, biggest part of the ravine. It's kind of slippery, it's kind of clayey over here. This is like Broken Ankle Alley right here, gotta be careful. Another small pond here. Like I said, if you're gonna hike this area, this part of the Withlacoochee is a fairly dry forest. It's mostly pine highlands, so this is probably one of the few natural places to get some water if you need it and purify it. Interesting feature though. This section of the trail I call the Rattlesnake Trail, because this is where I posted my first YouTube video a few years ago when I was out camping with the Swamp Camper and Campfire Steve, and we came across first time I ever came across a eastern diamondback rattlesnake. It was pretty cool. It's neat to see nature's creatures. You know, he was just all hanging out there, warning us, you know, that he was there, not bothering us or anything like that. So it was, to me, it was neat, because no animals really scare me at this part of nature. They all have a role to play. Okay, it's time to break camp. Until next time, see ya!